Yep, can you believe he actually said this when conversing with the wackadoodle judge, Jeanine Pirro, on Trump TV, also known as Fox News. And Eric is said to be the less intelligent one. I'm not sure exactly why, but comedians often pick on him for being the lesser light. And this is an example in astrology of context, once again. You have to look at charts and see how the person has developed and gauge what is going on, because in actual fact, a Capricorn Mercury with a Pluto sextile isn't too bad a mind. But we notice, as seems to be the case, certainly on the male side of the Trump tree, Mercury-Neptune connections. Trump has a square. You'll see that Junior has a conjunction like Eric. Eric's conjunction is out of sign, but this is still a Mercury-Neptune effect. And this is the make-believe world. Lots of imagination, but will descend on the low end to outright lying, making things up. And here is one, I think, is quite a whopper, but sometimes I wonder if he believes this, if he thinks it's true, in which case he really is dumb. But then I wonder that about his father at times as well. So I'm not sure. But it's all of a piece. It's the kind of thing you see from these guys again and again and again. And as far as this chart is concerned, the main thing happening is the Mars over here in late Libra is getting a lot of heat from Saturn, Pluto, especially Saturn this year, Pluto more next year. Jupiter roaming around there basically exaggerates things. Nothing new for these guys. But it is in his sun sign, so that's fairly protective in that sense. It would be really helpful to know the birth time, because then we could see the role of this Mars, which is the one planet that we see getting pressure from the conjunction in Capricorn, particularly Saturn. And I suspect that this is what connects to what will be his father's loss in 2020, because it foretells a pretty choppy 2021 as Pluto moves a little forward and squares this Mars in 2021 and 2022. And Saturn then goes into Aquarius during those years, the sign of his moon. There's a tiny chance that he has moon in Pisces, but it's almost certainly moon in Aquarius. Of course, none of that can be gauged 100% without an ascendant. But nevertheless, that's what I think the linkage is in his chart. And when we look at the natal chart, it's curious to see the planetoid Eris in a direct square to his sun. And I would interpret that as a high level of competitiveness, which is again another feature that we see in this family. Certainly, Donald carries it in his own T-square. And Eris being such a slow mover, it won't reach the opposition to this Mars until Eric is around his mid-40s, but it promises, in quotes, quite a ride, likely featuring a lot of tension, probably in regard to relationships, from his mid-40s to his mid-50s or to about 60 years of age, because Eris will oppose Mars for about a decade or so during those years.